Can you believe he's not losing this game with 3 pieces down? I'm gonna show you how you can zugzwang the queen in chess. And this is exactly what happens in this game. I spent hours in the forums trying to understand how you think about chess endgames. And I came up with 3 killer tactics for you that all chess players must know. He only has 2 pawns that are going this way, but for now it's his turn to play. And he could take this bishop, but this would be a big blunder, because white can simply take this pawn, and these 2 pieces together can easily stop this pawn and even manage to capture it. And if you're like me and for some reason after 30 years playing the game you always need to check on Google if a knight plus bishop is able to checkmate a king, the answer is yes. If you don't want to end up like Luca, I don't recommend you trying to checkmate with these 2 pieces. Do you want to know why? So, taking this bishop was bad. It's way more important to not lose your pawns here. Push! Great move. Nice. But now, he will escape and attack this pawn. Push again. Easy peasy. But what is white doing here? How do you stop this pawn from queening? Simple. You can't. But there is an amazing trick here. Put the bishop on this square. Let him get his bloody queen. You're not gonna believe this, but in the next 3 moves, white wins. Try to find it. If you found the next moves, I may have to call Kramnik on you. Start with this check. The king cannot go to any of these squares. He moves, check again, and now he's stuck on the corner. But do you remember the queen zugzwang I told you about at the start? I know if you're not German, you're wondering what I'm talking about here. A zugzwang in chess is when your opponent has no possible good move to play. So his best move, if it was allowed, would be to decide to pass and not play any move. 3 squares are the only available squares for this queen, right? So all you have to do is play this brilliant move. Now this king is controlling these 3 squares and blocks the access of the queen. Suddenly, it's your friend's turn to play. He tries to move the king, but good luck. All squares are taken. How about the queen? No possible square as well. Zugzwang! Thanks for the queen, buddy. I'm pretty sure that you'll never play an endgame the same way after watching this beauty. I don't know why, but this is the first thing that comes to your mind when watching this. Your friend moves his king to make sure you don't get the queen you want so much. And only now you realize this pawn can't be pushed or protected, so he's gone. You know what's gone as well? Your chance to win with white, because yes, you were totally winning with white. Start with this check. If your friend started chess 3 days ago, he'll go this way, and all you have to do is take the pawn and get your queen on the next move. But what if you play a strong master who plays the right move? How do you make any progress here? Because unless we play a different game, you and I, king plus bishop versus a king is just a draw. So taking is just a total disaster. Push the pawn. But what do you do when he plays this move? This king can't get any closer, and this pawn can't get pushed anymore. The bishop cannot move anywhere, or he's gone. Shocking. But the only winning move is to sacrifice the queen. Most of your friends will offer a draw when taking the queen, but they're gonna fall over after seeing your king move. Only now realize they only have 2 squares they can go to. So he goes to the corner. Now the brilliant move is not to take this pawn. The winning move here is to block the king.
Is it worth it? Oh yeah, it's worth it. If you're strong enough.
But please don't do this in your games if there is no pawn here, because it would be a draw by stalemate. But here is different. The king cannot move, but the pawn can. Checkmate. But wait, I kept the most beautiful for the end. Do you imagine the disaster it would be to resign in this position with white, thinking that you cannot stop this pawn from becoming a queen on the next move? Because my friend, white is not losing this game. It would be too easy if this bishop could come to this square, but this knight would take him. So this doesn't work. How about this rook coming here? It's obviously a massive blunder because all you have to do is take the rook. Let's go back for a second here. How do we stop this pawn? In this kind of situation, your only chance is to start screening all possible checks. Let's start with this check. Check again. King moves. Check again. King hides. We're doomed. No more checks. And he'll queen on the next move. So this check was a blunder. The second and final option is to give a check with the bishop. We don't have any other check possible. King moves. Check. He's trying to go hide again. But this is when the magic happens. Usually in your games you go like this. Oh wait, if I take this pawn, checking the king, he'll be forced to move the king, then I can put my bishop here, finally stopping this pawn. Nice, but it's wrong. If you take this pawn with check, the knight takes the bishop, and we're totally hopeless because after taking this knight, all he has to do is get his queen. And just like that in your games, you decide that taking this pawn was a mistake, except the statement I just made is not only wrong, this is the opposite of right. Ready for the solution? Take the pawn. Yes, we do. The knight takes. And who said I'm gonna take the knight? I'm not. And I need to calculate this in my mind and think about all possible moves. You didn't think about this idea, right? When you're totally desperate in chess and your position is just too bad, you must think about a possible stalemate pattern that could save you. Here, there is one. Try to find it. The killer move here is not to take him, but go in a totally opposite direction. Your friend is about to learn how frustrating chess can be. He gets his queen, all proud of himself. But do you know what time it is now? It's the rook sacrifice time! He's forced to take the rook, otherwise you could just take the queen. So he does. Do you see what's happening now? Stalemate and a draw. If you're new to chess, a stalemate happens when it's your turn to play. You only have your king who's not in check but cannot move because all these squares he can go to are controlled by the enemy. Guys and girls, I hope you liked the video and didn't learn anything. But if you did, don't tell anyone.